For centuries, Masonry has shone as a beacon of light. It's guided men towards moral and spiritual growth, while other institutions have just faded away into the shadows of history. So what is the secret behind our fraternity's unwavering resilience? Well, two simple but yet profound words hold the key: pure and unsullied. And by fiercely safeguarding the integrity of our principles and transmitting them faithfully from generation to generation, Freemasonry illuminates the path forward for all those who seek truth, wisdom and virtue. And today we're going to unveil the timeless power of these words and discover how their transformative lessons can be applied to your own Masonic journey as well as daily life.
The comments, opinions, and views shared during this program are of those individual Freemasons and do not reflect the official position of a Grand Lodge, concordant body, appendant body, Masonic Authority, or craftsmanonline.com.
Welcome to the Daily Masonic Progress Podcast with your host, Right Worshipful Brother Darren Allett.
Have you ever wondered why the language used in Masonic ritual resonates with such a deep and almost mystical power? Well, the answer lies in the ancient roots of the craft, and many initiates are then captivated by the solemn beauty of the ceremonies, but they struggle to fully grasp their meaning. And it's only by delving into the history of the phrase, pure and unsullied, that we can uncover the secret to Masonry's enduring wisdom. And by tracing it back to its origins in our sacred texts and ancient philosophy, a wellspring of timeless insight is unearthed that has nourished the craft for generations. So let's embark on a journey of discovery and start with the biblical and Platonic foundations of Masonic purity. Did you know that the phrase pure and unsullied is more than just some poetic flourish in our Masonic rituals? Its origins reveal a powerful connection to the perennial quest for virtue and enlightenment. The words pure and unsullied are so familiar to Masons that they're often repeated without fully contemplating their significance. So to truly harness their transformative power and realize their potential, we must first understand the deep roots in human history. Pure and unsullied is a direct echo of the highest ideals enshrined in any sacred scripture and classical philosophy. It's an exhortation to preserve moral integrity against the corrosive influence of worldly vices. In the biblical epistle of James, we find a call to practice pure religion, undefiled before God, a command to maintain the spiritual purity and righteousness. Plato's theory of forms posits the existence of eternal, perfect archetypes that transcend the shifting shadows of material reality. And for Plato, true wisdom meant aligning one's life with the ideal essences of justice, beauty, and truth. But to apply these insights, one should contemplate the deeper meaning behind the words pure and unsullied, especially when they appear in our Masonic rituals, and we need to consider and reflect on how we can actually internalize and embody these ancient ideals in our thoughts, our words, and our actions. And by studying the moral teachings in our sacred texts, as well as those philosophical works, it enriches our understanding of the Masonic principles, which then connects the craft to the great wisdom traditions of humanity. And this allows us to find a renewed inspiration and guidance for our own Masonic journeys. As the ancient origins of Masonic purity are uncovered, a larger question arises. How has the craft preserved these timeless ideals over centuries of change and upheaval? If you think everything that's gone on over the last 700 and 1,000 years, you realize that these lessons have really stood the test of time and stood up to all the adversity that the world has thrown at it. But the answer lies in understanding the universal nature of our Masonic teachings. And if you just even marvel at how our teachings seem to speak to the depths of the human soul and transcend the barriers of culture, language, and even time, well, the reason is simple, but it's profound. You see, our Masonic symbols tap into archetypal truths that resonate with people across all time and all places. And many Masons are struck by the uncanny familiarity that Masonic symbolism has, even though they encounter it for the first time. It's as if these emblems and these allegories are speaking directly to some innate part of one's being, only later does one realize that this is precisely their purpose, and that's to connect us with the universal human experience and our aspirations. You see, Masonry's power to endure and inspire across centuries flows from its ability to distill the essence of human spiritual longing into timeless symbolic forms that speak to the collective unconscious that we all have. But it is the Masonic journey itself, the symbolic passage from darkness to light, from ignorance to wisdom, and a rebirth as well, that mirrors the perennial human quest for growth, for self-discovery and transcendence. The Masonic symbols like the rough and perfect ashlars, the winding staircase, and the pillars of wisdom and strength evoke archetypal forces that shape our inner lives and our shared destiny. And these are the keys to unlocking the profound insights into the human condition that we all are suffering from. So when we then study Masonic symbolism, one should look beyond the literal representations to discern the universal truths that they encode. And we should be asking what each image or what each allegory or story reveals about the challenges and aspirations of the human spirit. And then in meditations and reflections, we should contemplate how the archetypal themes of Masonry, the pursuit of light, the path of self-mastery, the brotherhood of all people, manifest in our lives and our experiences, as well as in the wider world. And then by recognizing these universal patterns, we can find greater meaning and purpose, especially in our Masonic practice, as well as our day-to-day activities. And then as you come to appreciate the universal power of Masonic symbolism, a higher duty emerges, and that's to embody these timeless principles in our daily life and to serve as a living example of their transformative potential. Have you ever encountered a fellow Mason whose very presence just seemed to radiate the essence of the craft, a brother whose words and actions inspired you to live up to your highest ideals? Well, the secret to their influence lies not in any esoteric knowledge, but in the consistent and daily practice of Masonic virtues. We've all experienced those moments of profound inspiration in our lives and in our Masonic journey, whether it's been during a powerful ritual, a moving lecture, or a heart-to-heart conversation with a wise brother. But the true test of Masonry lies in whether one can carry that inspiration into the mundane challenges and choices of everyday life. You see, to truly perpetuate the light of Masonry and to experience its transformative power, we must strive to embody the craft's principles in everything that we do, not just within the walls of the lodge, but in our homes, our workplace, and our communities. You see, living Masonry means consistently choosing integrity over expediency, compassion over indifference, and truth over complacency. It means treating every person we encounter with the dignity and respect due to a fellow child of the divine. And then when we're faced with these ethical dilemmas and difficult decisions, we have to ask, what would a true and upright Mason require of me in this situation? And then by making choices aligned with our Masonic virtues, it gradually reshapes the character of our image towards our highest aspirations. So to apply these insights, we should really sit there and conduct a daily self-inventory and assess how well our thoughts, our words, and our actions reflect our Masonic principles. And then we can identify the areas where we can improve and set specific achievable goals for embodying Masonic ideals and seek out opportunities to then apply those Masonic teachings in service to others. And that can be through volunteering, mentoring, or simply offering a listening ear or a helping hand should anyone need it. And we should then strive to be a living example of our Masonic charity, our compassion, and our brotherly love. And then as we labour to be examples of Masonic light in daily life, we can contribute to building a better world and ensuring the perpetual vitality of the craft. You see, the true secret to Masonry's enduring power lies not in any jealously or closely guarded mysteries, but in the radiant influence of its principles, those exemplified in the lives of us, the dedicated craftsmen. And by preserving these pure and unsullied teachings, by recognizing their universal human import and embodying their wisdom in every word and deed, as Masons, we can ensure that the light of Masonry will continue to guide humanity for generations to come. So, brethren, as we go forth in a world of builders of character and catalysts of positive change, we must keep the flame of our principles burning brightly in the hearts and minds of everyone else. We must labour tirelessly to keep the craft's ideals untarnished by the cynicism and self-interest that darken the world, and they must radiate through each day to the sacred task of making Masonry's profound truths a cornerstone of a more compassionate, just, and enlightened future for all. It's in this spirit, may the pure light of the Masonic wisdom continue to illuminate the path of human progress, as it has for centuries past, and it surely will for ages to come. May it shine forever undimmed, a guiding star amidst the shifting shadows of time, a testament to the transformative power of the timeless principles that are faithfully enacted in the lives of upright men as Masons. So mote it be.
This has been the Daily Masonic Progress Podcast. If you've enjoyed this episode, make sure you follow us on Spotify or subscribe on Apple Podcasts. The Daily Masonic Progress Podcast is available on all streaming platforms with new episodes every week.